All right, from the same data from the previous example, we have the scores of 30 students on a statistics exam. We're now going to ask, what is the score that gives me 25 or the 25th percentile? So what score has 25% of students scoring less than it? So we ask ourselves the same percentile equation. How many scores out of 30 gives you a certain percentage? But now we just need to solve for the y. Right here, we don't count y. That's what we solve for. So if you want 25%, how many values out of 30 is that? So 25% is 0.25. You solve this for y. So I need to take 0.25 of 30. That gives me 7.5 values that I need to count. So 2.1 is 1, 4.5 is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 0.5 is right there in the middle, which means that 26.5, I can accept that value. So the 25th percentile is given to us by the score of 26.5, right? There are 7.5 values out of the 30 less than 26.5, which means that 25% of the data is less than 26.5. Let's do that same thing, but this time, instead of the 25th percentile, I'm looking for the 50th percentile. So I set up the same equation. 50% is what out of 30? That's 0.5 is what out of 30? Solving for y, the number of data that we have to count, 0.5 times 30 gives you 15. So here, let's count 15 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, I can't accept this 46.3 because it doesn't have 50% of the values less than it, right? It is the 50th percentile. And I don't want to jump up to this 46.6 either. So what we're going to do is average those 2 points. So the average of 46.3 and 46.6 gives us 46.45. So we'll say that the 50th percentile is marked by the score 46.45. So here we have two different cases. If you go through this equation and you find that y is not an integer, right, you have a decimal, then you can count towards the next integer, right? So we had to count 7.5 values, which means that we could take the 8th value. But anytime you go through this equation and you find an integer amount, 15, you can't grab the 15th value. You have to average the 15th and the 16th value to find the point that gives you the right percentile.